The scariest level of discipline you've seen that person, the one who never quits. They wake up at the same time every morning. They follow the same routine. While everyone else burns out after 2 weeks, they keep going. While others make excuses, they show up. People look at them and whisper, "That's not normal." And they're right, it's not. There's an ancient system created by Zen monks in Japan that produces this kind of frightening consistency. It's called Gyoji, the practice that perpetuates itself. Once you understand how it works, you'll never break a goal again. But there's a catch. It requires you to kill a part of yourself you didn't even know existed. Chapter 1. The Awakening. Raphael was a talented programmer with a great career. Smart, successful, but utterly inconsistent. He couldn't stick to a habit for more than 2 weeks. The gym? 2 months and done. Meditation? A week. Reading? He'd buy a book, read 3 pages, and forget it in a drawer. His pattern was always the same. Monday, total motivation. Wednesday, mental negotiation. Friday, surrender. Sunday, promises about next week. He tried everything. Habit trackers, accountability partners, rewards. Nothing worked. Until one day, he discovered why Zen monks can meditate for decades without missing a single day. And no, it's not willpower. It's something much deeper and much more frightening. In Zen temples, there's a rule that seems simple but changes everything. Gyoji, continuous practice without gaps. Since 1200 AD, every single day at 3:30 a.m., a bell rings at Ai Temple. And every single day, without fail, the monks wake up. Not at 3:25, not at 3:35. Exactly 3:30 a.m. Here's what never happens in that temple. No one lies in bed wondering, should I skip today? That question doesn't exist. Why? Because their commitments are irreversible. When a monk takes his vows, he's not saying, I'll try to meditate. He's declaring, I am a meditator. The community witnesses it, and the negotiation ends. A Harvard neuroscientist who studied habits for 15 years found that when a behavior is made public, your primitive brain interprets failure as a survival threat. Our ancestors who lost status in the tribe didn't survive. Your brain still works that way. So Raphael stopped making private promises. He wrote down, I am a person who meditates for 20 minutes every day at 5 a.m. for 90 consecutive days. He signed it, posted it online, told everyone. His girlfriend said, You're being dramatic. His co-workers said, You're trying too hard. Perfect. Every doubter became fuel. By day 3, when his alarm went off and his mind whispered, You're exhausted, skip today, he thought about having to post that he'd already failed. That pain was unbearable. The public declaration made quitting more painful than continuing, and that changed everything. Chapter 3. The Internal War. Even with all that social pressure, Raphael was still fighting his biology every morning. That's when he discovered the monk's second rule, non-negotiable hours. Every day, most people waste energy asking, when should I do this, now or later? That tiny decision burns glucose, the brain's fuel for focus. So Raphael picked 5 a.m., not because he loved mornings, but because the world was asleep. No messages, no distractions, no excuses. It wasn't about optimization, it was about elimination, removing every reason to delay. The first week was brutal. By week 2, he started waking up 2 minutes before the alarm. By week 3, he was already doing push-ups before his mind even caught up. That's the power of a fixed time. It removes when as a variable so your brain stops negotiating. But soon another problem appeared. His routine kept changing. Meditation one day, reading the next, push-ups after that. His brain had found a new loophole. What should I do today? Chapter 4. The One Way. You think variety keeps things interesting, but variety is where consistency dies. Every choice, push-ups or burpees, read or meditate, opens a crack for your old self to slip through. So Raphael locked everything down. Why 20 push-ups? 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of reading. Same order, same timer, every single day. His friends called him robotic. His girlfriend said he was getting annoying, but that was exactly the point. By week 6, he was halfway through his push-ups before realizing he'd even started. The practice was doing itself. Consistency isn't about willpower lasting forever. It's about repetition until willpower is no longer needed. MIT researchers found that after roughly 66 days of repetition, the basal ganglia, the brain's habit center, takes over. You stop deciding. You just do it. Chapter 5. Practice without gaps. On day 35, Raphael caught the flu. On day 40, he was traveling for work. This is where most people quit, the first reasonable excuse. But Dogen, the Zen master who created Gyoji, wrote, "Practice must continue without even a moment of gap, because in that gap your old self returns." So Raphael didn't aim for perfection, only continuity. He did push-ups in an airport bathroom, meditated in an Uber, read on the plane. Not perfectly, but continuously. Because the moment you stop, you're no longer practicing. You're just someone who used to practice. Chapter 6. Pre-solutions. Then came the real test, the unexpected. Your child gets sick, your boss keeps you late, your car breaks down. These are the killers of consistency, not because they're big, but because you haven't pre-decided how to respond. Monks don't make decisions when obstacles arise. They already know what to do. When the meditation hall floods, they move to the dining hall. If the dining hall burns, they meditate in the courtyard. No meetings, no debates, just action. So Raphael listed every obstacle that had ever broken his streak and created a plan for each. Rain push-ups in the garage. Guests over, silent bathroom workout. Hangover, 2 push-ups, 1-minute meditation, 1-page reading. No decisions, just execution. A Yale psychologist found that pre-deciding actions removes decision fatigue. You act instead of deciding. That's how discipline becomes reflex. Chapter 7. The Transformation. By day 90, Raphael's practice was completely automatic. He didn't think about it anymore. He simply was it. His friends told him, "Your consistency is scary." He smiled. Good. Because when your discipline makes others uncomfortable, you've finally reached the right level. Your existence proves that impossible is just another word for uncomfortable. People will call you obsessive. They'll tell you to relax, to find balance. What they really want is for you to slow down so they can feel better about standing still. But you're not doing this for them. You're doing it because you've discovered the truth. Consistency isn't about doing something every day. It's about becoming someone who can't not do it. That's what Gyoji does. Through public declaration, fixed schedule, seamless practice, and pre-solutions, you stop being someone who tries. You become someone who is. And when people ask, "How do you do that?" the answer will be simple. You don't, you are. The final question, are you ready for this level of transformation? Because it's not just about discipline, it's about death and rebirth. The death of your inconsistent self and the birth of your unbreakable one. That's the Gyoji System. And when people look at you and say, "That's not normal," you'll know you've finally arrived. If this video changed your perspective on discipline and consistency, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss future content that will transform you. And tell me in the comments, what will your public declaration be? What habit will you implement using the Gyoji System? Remember, the consistency that scares others is the only consistency worth having. If you've watched this far, thank you very much for your attention. See you in the next video.